In this video, I'm going to share a 4 days itinerary for Turkey. And I was on a solo tour in this country, therefore, this is a solo tour itinerary, but you can follow it in groups as well. On my first day here, I started with Antalya Old Town with cable car and waterfall tour and boat tour. I went to the upper and lower Duden Falls. It's spelled as Duden, Duden or Duden Falls. And then these are beautiful falls, and you can actually walk down to the nearest point for the pictures. And then in the old town, you can go for a jewelry tour where they will show you the precious stones, how they manufacture it, how they collect it, how they discover it. And then you can sign up for a cable car tour as well, where while sitting in the cable car you can see the entire town, entire city of Antalya. This is a beautiful whole day tour, and there are many lookout points where you can visit the various landscape. You can experience the various landscape, the waters of Turkey, and the delicious food in the bazaar area, where I definitely went for kebab because I love kebab and it's the Mediterranean food speciality. Then there was the boat tour. You see the turquoise water. We started from Kelesi Marina for this boat tour, and then we stopped for a lunch in Kundu, and there was another stopover called Konyaaltı. You do not have to remember all these point names because this will be hard to remember. Therefore, you can just sign up for an entire tour, day tour from any website or any platform and local guides. And that tour is called Antalya Old Town Tour with cable car and boat tour. On the next day, I started on a bus from Olympus to Cappadocia. And in Cappadocia, we started our journey from exploring the various chimneys. And there are a lot of beautiful cave hotels here where the old caves have been restored and renovated to make those into hotels. You can opt for one of those. I stayed in a similar cave hotel, and there are many around the budgets, around various range of the budgets. While you explore the chimneys, make sure that you book this trip again through the local guides so that you get to know about the various interpretation of these structures, what are the local stories, the beliefs around these structures, these chimneys, and you can definitely relate with the local guides and the local people more if you know about the stories of the place. So when you go to a place, try to learn about the stories, the history from the local people. That's how you become a traveler and not a tourist. So that was my entire day of exploring the chimneys in Cappadocia, and this is how I absorbed, I would say. The beauty took some time to sink in because it was really beautiful. Every structure was different, and I was so excited for the next day when I got to learn that I will actually fly over all these chimneys, all these structures that the balloon tour will give me the next day. So I signed up for a balloon tour, but unfortunately, due to the wind speed and the weather, the balloon tour was cancelled. So make sure for the hot air balloon tour, you give yourself at least 2 days because the balloon tours require a certain type of weather and wind speed for those to operate. Otherwise, they just cancel. So even if you have one day as a cancelled balloon tour, you at least should have another day to experience or at least give yourself a chance for the balloon tour. And here in Cappadocia, our lunch was included for this, the first day of chimney exploration. Now comes to the third day in Cappadocia. The second day balloon tour was cancelled, so I explored around. I went to various restaurants. So this is 4 o'clock in the morning, and this is the hot air balloon tour, which I again booked from the local website, from the local guides, local tours. And then I got lucky this day, that the weather was perfect for us to fly in a hot air balloon. This was my dream. Let me take a pause and let you explore this beautiful, beautiful, I would say, event that is going on here. There are thousands of balloons at the dawn, and you will see the crowd. Who will say that this is a cold morning, 4 a.m., And there will be literally thousands of people gathered to get into one of those balloons and living their dream. And I was one of them. Also, here, let me give you another important information about the price. So, I booked it one day early because my previous tour got cancelled and it was really costly. It was around 265 to 290 dollars. I say a range because it was 2 years ago, so I have completely forgotten the exact price, but it was around that range. So, if you find something cheaper, go for it. And then for me, I have seen many solo travelers, met many bloggers who did not go for the tour, but they opted out of this because of the price, and they just sat in a very good cafe and saw the same visuals, saw the same scenery of these balloons going into the sky. But again, I wanted to experience it firsthand. I have never sat in a hot air balloon before. So I wanted to experience it, and I thought that I will earn that paycheck again, but this time will never come back in my life, maybe. So let me just give that money and buy that memory. And I'm completely happy about my expense, how I invested it. I would not say expense. I feel it's an investment as a memory, for a lifetime memory rather. But to each their own. So if you feel you want to do not want to spend that much money, you can choose the various cafes. You can google the number of cafes with the views for hot air balloon, and you can get those cafes and you can sit with a cup of tea or a coffee and enjoy this view. So that is completely okay and up to you, but I thought this is important information that I should share with you. And look at the landscape. I felt very blessed to do this activity in Cappadocia. On my last day in Istanbul, I booked a Bosphorus boat tour and explored the Hagia Sophia, the Blue Mosque, and the Grand Bazaar area. This was a day trip. I recommend booking this in advance. Because I was solo, I always preferred to go in group tours so that I know about the area and I avoid shady places and I keep myself safe. So there is a boat tour included here, and then I went for a lunch and a cup of coffee. Turkish coffee was amazing. Then there was another cable car ride here in the old town Istanbul, and you could actually see the whole town from here, and that was beautiful. And I explored the whole town myself. I had a lot of baklava, various kebabs. I had a various different stopover. I took various pictures. It was an amazing day. And coming back to baklava, there are hundreds of varieties of baklava. If you have a sweet tooth like me, you should definitely go to that area of Hagia Sophia and Grand Bazaar, and you can get a lot of varieties of tea, Istanbul tea made from flowers and herbs, and you can also get a lot of varieties of sweets and Turkish desserts. This is Hagia Sophia inside. Let me give you another tip. The dress code for any mosque entrance is you need to wear anything that comes below the knee, so should be of a height more than the knee length, and you have to cover your head. So therefore dress accordingly. And that is why you always carry a scarf when you go to this kind of tours to visit mosque. So this is beautiful Hagia Sophia. You will need at least 1 hour to explore this whole place inside and out, and also to learn about the history of this place. And then there will be a lot of people in the group who will want to take pictures. So definitely, as I booked the group tour, we were assigned some time within which we had to complete all the pictures, the entire self-exploration and things like that. So glad everybody was on time and the tour ran very smoothly. And this is the inside, and the architecture was mesmerizing. It's beautiful. It should be definitely on your list. So do not forget or do not skip Hagia Sophia. Also stroll through the hippodrome area. Amazing, lot to explore. The architecture, every painting and every sign, every signature, how it is engraved, what it means, and how it talks about various regions, religions, and humanity, and there are different stories associated with it. So many things to explore. So keep an entire day This is the whole area where I strolled through, and then I entered the Grand Bazaar. So I talked about it earlier, but let me tell you in greater detail. You will see a lot of kebab places. So, as you already know, kebab is the thing I really love. But here in Turkey, the kebab is something very unique because they put a show around it. So, this is how it is made. There will be a lot of fire around it, and if you order that, they will make it in front of you using the whole fire show, and then they will play music, and there will be a lot of I would say music show associated with it. See how people are playing the local musical instruments, and then there will be a lot of sizzlers associated with it, and it will definitely come with a tea and a baklava. So this was all delicious and a very good experience. I also explored the nightlife, which was lit. So hope this itinerary helps.